Hi everyone. I am by no means an expert on this at all, and probably I'm doing a lot of things incorrectly on my ground plan. But what I do think I figured out how to do is the viewport to sheet to all the ground plans procedure of it all, and the workflow wasn't too bad. So I think I emailed Brian last week, and he sent me back a helpful email telling me to make sure I used classes to copy and paste each scene into a new class and rearrange it that way, and then use 36 by 24 sheets for the ground plans, and that would help me uh, organize my scenic ground plans on you know exporting them into sheets. So, sorry, I'm babbling a little bit. I just tried to do this a few minutes ago, and Vectorworks crashed on me, so I'm a little cautious about Vectorworks at the moment. But I don't think it'll crash this time. I trust Vectorworks. All right, so my products are looking like this. I have my kind of base ground plan on plate one. Again, I'm not really sure this is exactly what he's looking for, um, especially in terms of set quality. But this is what I have for my first ground plan. Is just everything that's ever on stage, including things that are flown in only for specific scenes, and with my elevation markers and all my annotations. Almost all my annotations. I know it's not dimensioned out yet. Um, that'll come someday. And then on bigger sheets, on the 24 by 36, I have 4 scenes to a sheet, and those scenes are labeled. Um, the act and scene. I don't know if that's even how we're supposed to label them, but that made sense to me. And then now they can show each the way that the stage is arranged for each scene. And I've just plated these, and I annotated it for 24 by 36, and then that's what I have. I have a lot of scenes in this musical, a whopping 4 sheets of just scene by scene ground plans. This is what Brian recommended, to do the 24 by 36 and then put 4 scenes on a page. And then for this last one, I didn't know. I just put 3 because the show does end. I know it doesn't feel like that when you're doing the costume plot, but the show does end. And I am so fortunate it does. So grateful it does. So then on the ground plan base, on the whatever design layer you've been working on, this is how it had worked best for me. So I have all these different classes that I can toggle on and off depending on what scene I want to look at. And my class navigation panel is kind of a mess because I haven't labeled everything nicely, but I did label all the classes I have for these scenes according to their act and scene number, so I can put them all together for a composite. This is an Act 2 composite shot, which is a mess, and then I can toggle them all off to clear the stage. I had a base ground layer. This is the one that is the viewport for my first sheet. This is exactly that. I did wind up, we learned in the Vectorworks class to label everything on the sheet, but I found that if I was moving everything around constantly, I just attached labels and made groups in this design layer because it wound up looking the same on the sheet, and then I could move around my trash can anywhere I wanted it and didn't have to relabel it trash can every single time in the sheet. So again, I'm not sure that's the completely right way to do it, but it's the way that made most sense to me, and it did save me a lot of time. So how to make each class. So if I clicked on anything here, I put it in the base ground class. To make a new class, I would just copy everything. So I'd hit, I think you can duplicate it too. I was having a lot of issues with the duplicate function. So I was just copying it and then pasting it over in this corner. And it keeps everything highlighted when you paste if you copy from everything. So I would go to class and make a new class. And the important thing is you can't toggle off the vision. You can't try to go to a new view without labeling it first. And to describe better what I mean by that, if I hit 0 visibility on base ground plan, it's going to think that what I just copied is also base ground plan. So it's going to get rid of that. So you don't want to do that. And oh boy, just going to redo that to not have to restart the video over. We're having fun, aren't we? Okay, so everything is highlighted here. I'm going to go to new class, and I'm going to say, let's suppose that it's the 10th scene of Act 2, which is what it feels like sometimes. So now everything is in, and this is asking me some question that I always hit yes to. Everything in this new class is now, everything in my copy is now part of this new class. So now I can go into my class navigation and hit no visibility on the base ground, and it takes it away. And I just drag, I was using my absolute bottommost corner to just drag everything. Oops, too far in, too far in. Exactly to where it went. And now I have an exact copy of what it was. Except this belongs right here. Don't know how that got out of line. So now I have a new class, and it is a completely new set of objects, and it will be the only thing that I'm working with. And if I wanted to see where something was on the base or see where something was from a previous scene, I could just overlay that really quickly. Now for the cool part is if I mess all this up, and I put all these new things in new spots, and rotate things and make a new scene and make something nice and beautiful, which I think I just have. Oh, apparently I didn't group all of my labels together. Now this is my new scene, and I want to export this as Act 2, Scene 10 onto a sheet. So I can make a new sheet over here. And just go new. And this will be my sheet number 7, and I'll title this Groundplans 5. And there we go. And what I do want to do is hit the page setup and make sure that this is going to be as big as I need it. So it's a 36 by 24. And now I have a huge sheet. So I can go title block, tool set, and get everything here. I've just been copy and pasting the same title block forever. And that has helped me immeasurably. Okay, title block. And now I have a brand new sheet to set up. I'm sorry, that took forever. I hope you're watching this at like double speed or something. Really don't know what I'm doing. And then on the ground plan layer, where I have my Act 2 Scene 10 set ground plan setup, I can, to do the viewport thing, I can highlight the whole area that I want. Well, I'm not highlighting it. I'm putting a box around the whole area that I want to view. So I've kind of been cutting mine off around the first row of seats is how I've been able to fit 4 in. And when you have your box around them, you can go to View, Create Viewport, and it'll ask you which sheet you want to go onto. And I want to go onto Groundplans. I want to go into Groundplans 5 or sheet 7. And the cool thing is it'll automatically only export yeah, I guess export's the word. The classes that you're currently seeing onto the sheet. So I only have Act 2 Scene 10 in terms of my scenic classes on this sheet. That's the only one that's going to show up on that in that viewport. And that was the only. Oh, and then you could also label it so I can go 210, and the title is going to be example scene. So now I hit OK. It'll automatically take me over, and now I've got one scene, perfect size, on this gigantic piece of paper. And you can just organize it however you want. And then I used guidelines to help me keep everything all nice and straight and centered. And then that's it. And then so when I go back to the ground plan, I just exported a scene. I never have to look at this one again because I can go class, Act 2 Scene 10 is out, and Act 1 Scene 1 is in. And now I can make another copy of that, or I can make a copy of my base ground plan, or like for Maria's room. or the dress shop, I could make a copy of that and just adjust what might need adjusting, and continue to make the viewports and export them onto those massive sheets. And the good news about this year is we don't have to worry about printing sheets that big, because I would not know how to do that. Anyway, I hope this helped. Yeah, I have no words for how much I still have to do, and how much I'm wishing the rest of you good luck, and hoping that everyone is. We're gonna make it. Goodbye. I'll see you soon.